Welcome, everybody. I'll repeat my normal few sentences of pointers to bear in mind. Look after yourself. If at any point you feel dizzy, weird, anxious, faint, pins and needles, etc., i.e., you don't feel right, just stop immediately and breathe through your nose. If necessary, with cupped hands over your face, nose. 2, this isn't medical advice. Be your own authority in how you use what we're experimenting with. These are all experiments, or as the famous yogi Pandit Acharya said, they're paraplays. They're ways of playing with awareness and what breathing does and what somatic awareness does in our awareness. Our goal is always to feel happy and well. Happy and well, is that too much to ask for? And we can start, obviously, by the Buddhist injunction when they start meditating, start a ritual. May I be happy and well. May all beings be happy and well. Most importantly, be your own authority and look after yourself. Feedback is so important because we meet in this format. Feedback is hard, and people may not want to be recorded. I certainly understand that. If we were meeting in a group, it'd be a different matter. But if possible, give me feedback because that's all part of the learning process for me and for you. Feedback, everything works on feedback in this world. Feedback rules. And the feedback we're getting from our own bodies and minds, that is our guide to what's happening for us and what works for us to promote happiness and wellness. Feedback. Feedback. So we have to be sensing. To get feedback, you have to sense. You don't want to be obsessed with doing without sensing. They're in equal partnership, sensing and doing and sensing. Doing all the time, not sensing, you get into trouble. So today I'm emphasizing balance. Emphasizing balance. Using breathing to emphasize balance along the 3 axes of the body. Right, left, top, bottom, front, back. These are the 3 axes of the body that need a balanced yin-yang relationship. And we'll start with the right and left-hand sides. I'll talk a bit about the right and left-hand sides from a theoretical point of view in a moment, but let's just sit, where possible, straight in our chairs, hands on laps or on arms of the chair, and sense our shoulders. How are my shoulders? How does the left side feel in relation to the right side? How are they in space in relation to one another? How are they in relation to discomfort or pain? And now I want you to imagine that your shoulders are becoming balanced and equal in the way they feel. This may not happen, but I want you to imagine that your shoulders are feeling equal in the way they feel in space and the way they feel on the inside. And now I'm going to suggest to you a simple suggestion from autogenic training, which is the following. My shoulders and my arms are heavy. My shoulders and my arms are heavy. My shoulders and my arms are heavy. Let's check out how your shoulders feel and how your whole body feels. Take a deep breath and good. So maybe we've moved a little bit towards balancing the two sides of the body. Where does breathing come into this? Well, there's alternate nostril breathing that is balancing. We'll come to that in a moment. But interestingly, you can selectively stimulate the left or right side of the body through just breathing through one nostril. The right side of the body is the so-called sun side. In esoteric anatomy and energy theory, the right side, of course, is the active arousal side. The left side is the moon side, to do with relaxation and regeneration. So in previous sessions, we've done bilateral forced nostril breathing to wake us up, and that works. But we can also do unilateral forced nostril breathing to wake up selectively the left or right sides of the body, depending on what you want. Let's say we want to wake up a little bit. We're going to selectively breathe through the right nostril, like this. Not deep breaths, lots of little breaths to stimulate the mucosal lining of the nose, but trying not to hyperventilate. So careful. Rapid, small breaths. Just try that out a moment. Just do it. I'll tell you when to start, when to finish. We're just going to do it for a few seconds, 10 seconds at the most. Just see how you go with it. Look after yourself. Stop immediately you feel a bit weird or anything else is happening. So, closing the left nostril and breathing. Okay, good. Relax. sense how you're feeling.
I feel a little bit woozy.
Okay, so
Just a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. So don't do any more. If you're feeling okay, we'll do the left nostril, forced nostril breathing. But let's just wait a few more seconds to equalize. Feel your shoulders. Sense what your shoulders are doing.
They're settling down. The right one feels more tense than the left one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's the general rule. The right side is tenser than the left because it's related to the left hemisphere, the doing side of the brain, and we're always doing. We're not
I'm
physically
also
doing.
right-handed.
Sure. Yes.
So I'm doing more with the right anyway because I'm right-handed.
Sure. And that will, of course, be the case with most people. And because we're constantly doing, including thinking is doing, our right shoulder, of course, tends to get more and more tense as the day goes on. And it can be very important just to back up, sit straight, relax the shoulders. And of course, as soon as you relax the shoulders, you relax the neck. If you relax the neck, you relax the forehead because the neck's been pulling on this sheath of connective tissue across the top of the head. You release the forehead. When you release the forehead, you actually think less. That's been shown with Botox injections. If you release the knot between the eyes, and you feel less stressed. So, Botox, the quick and easy route to mental calm. Relaxing the shoulders. And for those who wish to, just try out 10 seconds of left nostril breathing and see what it does for you. Starting now. And relax. Just feeling the whole body all at once. How is the whole body all at once? Okay, good. Balance and relaxation are the key to all health conditions. As Dr. Ainsley Mears knew, that famous Australian psychiatrist, who concluded after many years that just relax, whether it was a mental condition or a physical condition, whether it was arthritis or cancer or whatever it was, relax. Allow your body to get back into balance. Body knows how to be in balance, and once it's in balance, it knows how to maximize that balance for health. Relax. So, Add something on left and right. You can approach left and right in other ways. There's a whole technology of left brain and right brain, left side of the body, right side of the body. Here are my left side, right side of the brain spectacles. They're just a pair of safety goggles with basically 3/4 of my right visual field obscured. So light only just comes in over here on the left side. That stimulates my right brain. This is the opposite way. This stimulates my left brain. And people get very fascinating results by just putting these on. I used to try out everybody I saw with these spectacles, but some people would just take them off immediately because it felt so bad. Because it was disrupting their normal cerebral balance. The best way is just to relax your shoulders and sense in to the left and right sides, the left shoulder and the right shoulder, and feel your shoulders and arms are heavy. And repeat that to yourself a few times as you relax and balance. Okay, now let's talk about balancing the top with the bottom, the top with the bottom. Crown of your head, the soles of your feet. That's the axis we're talking about. Today we're going to use omming to do that. But of course there are many, many ways. An important way is simply to sit and feel your whole body all at once. And feel your feet on the floor and your whole body all at once. And feel your feet on the floor and your whole body sitting in a chair. And feel your feet on the floor and your whole body all at once. And your feet on the floor and your whole body all at once. And if you can be sitting outside with your feet on grass or some other grounding surface, also good, wonderful for grounding. And in grounding, we're always emphasizing awareness of the feet. We don't want to go to the head. That's super important. Don't go to the head. And there's a very good reason, of course, for this. Every time we are stressed and every time we do something, we activate the so-called red light reflex, which is that energy in the body moves up. Go like this. Our shoulders go up. We tense our neck, looking around. This may happen at a very subtle level, but every time we are doing in a stressed way, you're not doing something you actually love, and which you do in a natural and fluid and loving sort of way, because you love it so much. But we're talking about all those things that we do that we're, neutral or not so happy about. Either stressed doings, or when we're thinking, we're worried, we have stressful thoughts, we're activating this red light reflex, which kind of, if you think in energetic terms, pulls energy up to the head end. So we get headaches, tense shoulders, and more worry, activating the red light reflex. So we're pulling that down. We're just letting the energy drain back down, particularly by relaxing the shoulders. Particularly by relaxing the shoulders. Awareness of the feet. Awareness of the feet on the ground. Awareness of the whole body. Awareness of the feet. Awareness of the whole body. Good. Now we also balance the top with the bottom by activating the three energy centers. The energy center in the abdomen, so-called heart, the energy in the heart center, and the energy in the brow center. And we started doing ohms last time. And I want to just move along and do that a little more thoroughly. So, when you're doing ohms, if you're going to do ohms alone, it is good to have a little pitch pipe or mouth organ. So you can set a pitch which suits you every time. Or you're experimenting with pitch to find the one that's kind of resonates the best with you. I've set my mouth organ today at D. I feel that suits me today. I hope it suits other people. Mustn't be too high or too low. That interferes with the way we do the ohm initially. Although eventually we do the ohms on different notes. A bass note in the abdomen, the third at the heart, the fifth at the brow center. That's very cool. But today we will do it all on one note. And we're going to do breathe in for 4. You need to take a decent breath. And we're going to go out for 8, practicing each sound individually. So, I get my metronome. Always have your metronome. And I know you can't hear it. So I'm going to say in, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm just going to count out as I do the ohm. Don't do it yet. I'm just going to demonstrate. Okay. In. That's ah. We're going to do in for 4 and out for 8. So I'll tell you when we start our in count, and then it's everyone for themselves. Okay. Let's do one. Start. Good. Everybody okay with that?
I am.
Thanks, Linda. If the ah is too long for you, just stop earlier. That's fine. Look after yourself. particularly with these deep breaths, even though we're only doing one breath for every 12 seconds, theoretically. With the deep breaths, it is possible to hyperventilate and overdo it. So let's do 3 ahs, 4 in, 8 out. Now, good. Check out how you feel.
I feel as though there's more space inside.
Very good. Yes, that's a good feeling. More space inside.
I actually get a little bit of pain in my heart center.
So that might be related to taking a deep breath and the fact that one really has to control the out breath with the diaphragm and the rib cage. You might be getting a little bit of intercostal pain from your rib cage. You said it's where in the rib cage?
Oh, just in the heart center. But I have to say today, I'm really unwell today and I'm not sitting straight as well. So it's probably not a good time to do this.
No, not a good time to do this. So just listen to the om. Also therapeutic to listen to the oms. Yeah, good. Look after yourself. Let's do another 3 oms, 4 in, 4 out. And it'll be very important. As soon as we stop the 3rd one, relax the shoulders. Check out how you feel. Oms are spacey because we're giving the body a lot of vibration, which is not particularly accustomed to. The body is accustomed to all this incoherent vibration from us rabbiting on like I am at the moment in no particularly harmonious way. Suddenly you're giving the body a blast of coherent vibration. Whoa, yes. Okay, we're going to do 3 oms, 4 in and 8 out. Go. Relax and sense. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the whole body. Easily and naturally. Good. No, just give yourselves time to recover. And I'll just say a few things while you're relaxing and equalizing. The sounds, of course, have evolved for very good reasons. In Hindu philosophy, the universe starts in a state of complete openness, infinity, and infinite potential. So openness is really open wide, openness. And gradually it evolves into something much more concentrated and tangible, the physical world. And for things to be, infinity has to close down to the smallest thing. So we close our sound down to completely close the mouth. Is the most closed sound that you can make. So we go from infinity to something, then back again, to and fro. I am nothing, I am something. I am nothing, I am something. I am nothing, I am something. So on and so forth. And very good before we do the omming is to use that little mantra of Sri Nisargadatta, which is I want nothing. I know nothing. I am nothing. I want nothing. I know nothing. You can stop there because that's fantastic, you know. I want nothing and I know nothing. It's important not to know anything because when you know nothing, then you can be open and you can start the Om with openness. I know nothing, openness. Okay. Let's do U in the heart center. Now we're really just concentrating on making the sound, but if you can, you locate the vibration that you can feel in the appropriate center that we're considering. The heart center, of course, is the balance center between the lower three chakras, the upper three chakras. So U is balance per se, par excellence. U. So I'm going to go 4 in and 8 out with U. I'll demonstrate first. Omming, by the way, is very good for clearing congestion in the lower lungs, in the upper lungs, and in the nasal passages. So U is for clearing the quite a lot of the lung space, because actually you're vibrating the whole chest cavity. You can put your hand on your chest to feel the vibration. Let's do 3 U's, 4 in and 8 out. Start now. Relax and feeling the shoulders. Feeling the shoulders. Relaxing the whole body. Feeling the shoulders and relaxing the whole body. Feeling the shoulders and relaxing the whole body. Excellent. Any comments before we proceed upwards?
I'm sleepy.
Well, that's good. Always a good sign. Always a good sign to be a bit sleepy. Yes, yes. The omming is not stimulating per se. It's balancing. But if one's putting in too much effort to do it, if one's stretching oneself too far, like the 4-12, which we will eventually do, 4 in and 4 for O, 4 for ah, 4 for O, 4 for that may be stretching. So you would do 3-9, example. Just keep within reasonable limits. So let's do the very closed sound of on the same note. I'll demonstrate. Simple. Simple. So let's do 3 ums. Starting now. Relax, sensing the shoulders, relaxing into the whole body, easily and naturally. Easily and naturally. Remember, relaxation occurs naturally on the out breath. That's how the autonomic system works. Activation on the in breath, relaxation on the out breath. Yin and yang, or I should say, yang and yin. So, we are going to do 3 ohms, 4 in and 12 out. So it will look something like this. Okay, start now. Very good. Very good. Relaxing the shoulders, sensing the shoulders. Relaxing and sensing the left and the right. Relaxing the whole body easily and naturally. With oms, we should have balance, activation, and relaxation. So that is on. That is on. And in future, we'll do an om or some oms at the beginning and at the end of our sessions. Whether it's a breathing session or some other session, this is just a very good way to start and to finish. Yes. And when you do oms, and the ideal is to do a set of 9, no pushing, no straining, work up to it. The ideal is to have your first goal is 9 oms, first thing in the morning. And then to work up to 27 eventually, if you wish. 27 is one of those magic numbers in esoteric number theory. 3 times 3 times 3 times 4, 108, which is the number of beads you tend to find on a Tibetan mala or other malas as well. Okay. Something interesting about balancing is that there are various other things you can do. And a very good way to add to a relaxation session when you're lying down is to use Eamon screens. Eamon screens are these. Just untangle my Eamon screens. It's a little copper screen attached with an insulated wire to a copper handle. Now, you lie down, you put one screen behind your head, thumbs up, and you hold the handle with your left hand. And you put the other screen at the base of your spine, and you hold the handle with your right hand. Now, these screens were developed by a Dr. Eamon, who was a pilot in the First World War. Of course, you didn't have parachutes in those days. So if you were shot down, you were either dead or badly injured. He was very badly injured with multiple fractures and whatever. He was bedbound, and they said to him, "Well, look, you're not going to walk again." You know, those famous last words from your doctor: "You will never walk again." But of course, he was not happy with this, and he said, "Look, if I can balance my body, and if I can relieve all the stress and pain in my body, then my body will heal." And he looked into the whole matter of the electromagnetic fields of the body and many other matters to do with balancing the body. And he reasoned that the top of the body was positive in relation to the bottom of the body. Now, not necessarily positive in electrical charge, but just let's say positive in relation to the bottom of the body, and the right side was positive in relation to the left. Now, in our modern terms, when we're activated, energy goes up and to the right. So we get more tense, top of the body and on the right side of the body. The left side of the body is more relaxed. So he reasoned that if you connected the overcharged part of the body at the head with the more relaxed left hand and the overcharged right side of the body with the more negative base of the spine, then it would facilitate the body's balance. And that is the origin of even screens. Needless to say, he recovered and spent the rest of his life really promoting this idea about balancing, and balancing with the help maybe of the screens. Now, if you look for these screens online, they're ferociously expensive, several $100s. There's no reason for that. It's just a copper screen and a little copper handle. You'll probably make it for about $5. So I have another pair, which are homemade. They don't look quite so elegant. It's easy to make. A bit of copper mesh and copper tubing, actually more than $5 because copper is quite expensive, but you know, made for a fraction of what they charge on the net. Very, very interesting screens and very interesting aid to balance. I was skeptical. I got some screens made up myself. I lent them to a friend, and he misunderstood how to use them. He connected them up the wrong way. He connected the active head with the active right side and the other way around. And he said when I saw him next, "Oh my God, those screens, I had to stop using them right away. They were freaking me out." Yeah, well, he was creating more imbalance. And because he was a fire type, he was getting far too fiery. So I'll leave you with that story about balance. So before we go today, oh, and by the way, the front versus the back, we'll wait for another time. That's super complicated. And I'll be giving a talk at some point in the future on attention, the use of attention. And that's where front versus back comes in. So let's just sit quietly for a moment, sensing the left and the right. Taking a deep breath. And saying to oneself, I am at ease. I am at ease. I am at ease. I am at ease. And if you're into affirmation or self-talk, as we all are to in one way or another, you can add an affirmation to your omming. For example, you choose what feels right for you. You make your affirmations up. But for example, when you've done a set of ahs, this is in your practice leading up to doing a full om. I should have explained. Initially, just practice doing some ahs and oohs and ums individually. Really get a feel for it before you graduate to the full om. And then when you do an ah at the end of a series of ahs, you could say, I am safe. I am safe. And when you finish a series of oohs, you say, I am loved. Or, I am loved. And when you finish a series of ums, you can say, I am understanding, or I understand. And true understanding, of course, is standing under and means that you know nothing. A paradox for another time. Any comments before we finally finish?
Just for everybody's note, I did try to look up Eman screens, which you mentioned, which is EEMAN. They can do their own Google search. I did find one, if they want to look into that. I'm wondering, so we're getting into bioresonance kind of stuff, or even is it something similar to earthing, perhaps, whereby you go outside and there are plenty of things online where you can put a multimeter on yourself, measure it when you're unearthed, then go onto bare grass, then bare feet, and then you can find that you become zero again. Is it a similar kind of concept?
We're in the same realm. Yeah, I mean, we're into so-called vibrational medicine, or in that case, the earthing. We're in the field of geomancy and electromagnetic medicine. And of course, that's a whole area. I have some, many of you will know about this. You can get earthing sheets, a sheet that has got silver wire woven into it, and you then earth that by plugging your sheet into a stake in the ground outside your bedroom window, or even into the grounding socket of your house, although that's not so good. And you sleep grounded. And that's pretty amazing. You're sleeping completely grounded, electromagnetically grounded. The sheets are expensive, and whether they are worth it or not, I cannot comment. I have never particularly felt that I benefited from electromagnetic sheets, but my wife, if she tries to sleep on one of these sheets, she feels so energized that she cannot sleep. And it's not a psychosomatic phenomenon. It's a genuine phenomenon. And I hear that from people who've used those sheets over the years. Some people greatly benefit, they feel. Others don't really like them. So each to his own.
Interesting. Thank you very much.
We're all totally immersed in Om. The ocean of Om.
And again, doing the oms, it balances the top to the bottom by doing the verbal.
By balancing by stimulating equally the three energy centers, you are producing balance on the upward axis of energy. Yes.
Excellent.
Where do we find those the things to make that Eman screen? I'm finding very little online, other than if you want to pay $450 for it.
Yes. Yeah. You go to your local hardware store.
Okay.
And you say, you won't be able to get copper mesh. You might be able to get copper piping. But you just ask them, where can I get some copper mesh?
Yeah.
And some copper piping. And
so the whole thing is copper? Everything?
The whole thing is copper.
Copper, okay.
The wire which connects the screen with the handle has to be insulated.
Okay.
But it's just ordinary wire, preferably copper wire.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I bought some copper wire trying to attempt to do grounding inside, so I could buy it cheaply online, but it was just a wire, and I wasn't anything else.
Yes, and then of course, because you've cut a larger copper screen, You just have to sew around the edges with a nice little border. And Bob's your uncle. And there's nothing mystical about it, and nothing that justifies paying several $100s.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to attempt to do that.
Oh, tell us how you get on.
I will.
Good on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, everybody, thank you very much, and we will meet again